Mark Carney's vision for overhauling Canadian immigration. Latest IRCC updates for May 2025. Canada's immigration landscape is undergoing a major transformation. With Mark Carney's Liberal government taking power in early 2025, a new era of data-driven, capacity-aligned immigration policy has begun. This video reflects growing public demand for balance, ensuring Canada remains open to newcomers while protecting housing, services, and economic sustainability. If you are interested in this topic, please pay attention and watch the video through to the end to get all the information. Please hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to push the notification bell for an upcoming video. Canada's immigration future is at a pivotal crossroads. With Mark Carney's Liberal government assuming power in early 2025, Ottawa has unveiled a comprehensive policy overhaul that seeks to balance stability, economic growth, and social cohesion. Over the next 3 years, these reforms will introduce strict caps, technological modernization, targeted recruitment of French-speaking newcomers, and heightened security measures. Below, we break down each major component of the plan and explore its potential impacts. Permanent resident caps. From 2025 through 2027, Canada will cap new permanent resident admissions at roughly 1% of the national population annually. This translates to a maximum of 395,000 newcomers in 2025, a slight reduction to 380,000 in 2026, and further down to 365,000 in 2027. By anchoring PR targets to demographic thresholds, the government aims to ensure integration resources such as housing, language training, and healthcare keep pace with arrivals, while still supporting labor market needs in critical sectors like healthcare and technology. Drastic cuts to temporary resident levels. Alongside PR stabilization, the government plans to reduce the share of temporary resident students, workers, and visitors to under 5% of the population by 2027. Many temporary permit holders will be steered toward permanent status via streamlined pathways, while others will see their authorizations expire without renewal. Proponents argue this will curb overstays and reduce pressure on social services. Critics warn it could stifle international student recruitment and seasonal worker programs that many industries rely upon. Boosting Francophone immigration outside Quebec. A core priority is strengthening French-speaking communities beyond Quebec. The plan sets a target of 12% Francophone newcomers in the rest of Canada by 2028, up from approximately 7% today. To achieve this, Ottawa will allocate dedicated immigration stream spots, expand French-language settlement funding, and partner with provinces such as Manitoba and New Brunswick to market job opportunities to Francophone candidates worldwide. New tech-driven immigration system and legal support. Recognizing backlogs of over 2 million applications, the government will roll out a fully digitized immigration platform by mid-2026. Features include real-time application tracking, AI-powered eligibility checks, and automated decision notifications. Additionally, the government pledges enhanced legal aid for asylum seekers, ensuring fair hearings and faster removal of those with unsuccessful claims, bolstering procedural efficiency and transparency. Stricter visa screening and border enforcement. To safeguard security and public health, visa officer training will be expanded, biometric data requirements enhanced, and risk assessment algorithms refined. Border services will receive increased funding for personnel and surveillance technology. A new intergovernmental task force with Quebec will oversee regional intake to preserve provincial jurisdiction over immigrant selection. Mark Carney wins Canadian election, what it means for immigration. A new direction for immigration under a Carney government. Canada's immigration policy is undergoing a significant shift with Mark Carney's election as Prime Minister. Leading the Liberal Party to victory in the 2025 federal election, Carney's win reflects growing public concern over housing shortages, infrastructure strain, and economic uncertainty. With a platform grounded in pragmatism and data-driven governance, Carney is poised to realign Canada's immigration strategy with the nation's economic and social capacity. Immigration played a central role in the campaign. Canadians expressed concern over rapid population growth outpacing the country's ability to provide housing, healthcare, and public services. Carney responded with a vision of sustainable immigration, one that ensures newcomers can be effectively integrated while preserving the quality of life for all residents. His administration aims to recalibrate immigration levels based on real-time economic indicators, regional readiness, and long-term national interest. Reform priorities, a balanced, responsible immigration approach. Upon assuming office, Carney appointed Bendyan as Minister of Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship. Together, they plan to take a methodical approach to immigration reform, focusing on three key pillars: reducing temporary resident numbers, aligning immigration with economic capacity, and improving integration for skilled newcomers. 1. Reducing temporary immigration. Temporary residents now make up over 6.2% of Canada's population, a record high that has raised alarms. Carney's administration intends to reduce this figure to 5% by 2027. International students. Carney has criticized the over-reliance of some post-secondary institutions on international tuition fees, which has led to over-enrollment without adequate housing or job prospects. His plan includes capping international student permits based on local housing and job market conditions, increasing regulatory oversight of institutions heavily dependent on international enrollment, revoking designated learning institution status for schools that fail to meet housing and employment standards. Temporary foreign workers. The Temporary Foreign Worker Program will be restructured to prevent misuse. Carney argues that it has been used to sidestep investment in automation and local workforce development. Proposed changes include restricting TFW eligibility to sectors with verified labor shortages, e.g., healthcare, agriculture, clean energy, mandating employer contributions toward language training and housing for TFWs, enhancing audits and compliance measures to eliminate worker exploitation. 2. Aligning immigration with economic capacity. Carney's policy approach is rooted in the belief that immigration levels must be responsive to national capacity. His administration will move away from rigid, multi-year immigration end targets and instead implement quarterly reviews of housing supply, tracking rental and new construction availability by region, public services, assessing the load on hospitals, schools, transportation, and social services, labor market demand, evaluating skill shortages by sector and region through employer consultations and regulatory data. These reviews will guide annual and regional permanent resident allocations. The objective is to avoid overburdening infrastructure while ensuring immigration supports economic growth and demographic renewal. Carney has stated, "We will keep Canada open, but we must ensure immigration doesn't outpace our capacity to settle newcomers successfully." 3. Strengthening economic integration for skilled immigrants. Economic integration is at the heart of Carney's vision. His government aims to improve employment outcomes for immigrants through reforms to programs like Express Entry. Key measures include raising language proficiency requirements, especially for regulated fields such as healthcare, finance, and engineering, facilitating pre-arrival credential recognition to help immigrants work in their profession sooner, offering regional incentives including tax breaks and support services to encourage newcomers to settle outside major urban centers like Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal. Carney sees immigration as a lever to increase Canada's productivity and competitiveness, not just population growth. Rachel Bendyan's role and priorities. Rachel Bendyan brings legal acumen and policy experience to the Immigration Ministry. Representing Montreal's Outremont riding, she has deep roots in immigrant communities and a record of advocating for structured, accountable governance. Her approach balances continuity with reform. She will uphold many of Mark Miller's structural changes but is expected to prioritize French-speaking immigration streams, especially for Quebec and Francophone minority regions. Improve PR pathways for temporary residents already in Canada. Maintain a rigorous legal and compliance framework across immigration programs. Spotlight, international students and permanent residency. Bendyan will enforce significant reforms introduced in 2024 that targeted Canada's booming international student sector. A national cap on study permits remains in effect. Eligibility for post-graduation work permits has been tightened. DLIs are under increased scrutiny, and non-compliant schools may lose authorization to enroll international students. At the same time, Bendyan supports opening more pathways to permanent residency for those already in Canada. This includes adjusting the Express Entry point system to favor Canadian work and education experience, creating clear pathways for those on valid work or study permits, tightening criteria for new temporary entries while encouraging transitions to permanent status. Who is Mark Carney? Mark Carney is not a traditional politician. He is a globally respected economist who served as governor of the Bank of Canada during the 2008 financial crisis and later as governor of the Bank of England through Brexit. Born in the Northwest Territories and raised in Alberta, Carney holds degrees from Harvard and Oxford and spent years in international finance before entering Canadian politics in 2023. He became Liberal Party leader in early 2025. Carney campaigned on a platform of economic stability, affordable housing, and data-backed governance themes that resonated deeply with voters. His immigration policy reflects this same ethos: responsive, restrained, and economically aligned. Conclusion: a selective, sustainable immigration future. Canada's immigration system is entering a new chapter, one that promises to be more structured, transparent, and selective. Under the leadership of Mark Carney and Bendyan, immigration policy will be guided by national capacity and long-term benefit, not short-term political or institutional pressures. Newcomers can still expect a welcoming environment, but with higher standards for integration and accountability. Employers and institutions will face more rigorous oversight. The focus will shift from volume to value, ensuring every immigrant has the tools and opportunities to thrive, while protecting the integrity of Canada's economic and social systems. That is all for today, in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully, the information is useful to you. See you later, in the next video. Till then, take care.